So Ray Dalio comes out during a market crash and says that cash is trash. Okay. All right, let's have a talk about this. This is Brian Lewis with MMT Investing, and things just changed. So, I mean, cash is one of the only things that does not go down in a market crash. And he comes out and says cash is trash during the crash. So I guess a little bit of credit where credit is due. Ray Dalio is one of the most successful investors and hedge fund managers in the history of the world. So he's pretty good. And he's pretty good at protecting his funds from market crashes. But what is he talking about? What the hell? I saw him say that and I'm like, what are you talking about? And I think this is what he's talking about. He's talking about smashing that like button right now to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. So, I think that he's just saying that if you go to cash, then you're not invested. And if you try to time the market and you're wrong, you're going to lose money being in cash. You're going to lose money to inflation and you're just not invested. And that's just like the general idea of a hedge fund, is that you stay invested and you protect it. But I mean, his hedge fund didn't do as bad as some other ones, but all those funds lost a ton of money in this crash so far. And yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm not touching any of those hedge funds. No, sir. Not during this crash. But aside from that, I mean, like, you know, those hedge fund managers are going to just tell you to invest in their fund and they make money from you being in their fund. So just ignore that chatter and just figure out good investments. But Ray Dalio is a very good cyclical investor that understands credit cycles, and he does tutorials explaining credit cycles. And I've done some stock market charts kind of talking about what he says. And that is really good. Like, he kind of figured out the whole cycle game. He calls it like a game. Pretty early on in his investing career, and it's worked pretty well. So that's another good cycle kind of investor that comes out and just says stuff that's just like, what? Just says stuff. He says things. That's Ray Dalio. Cheers.